What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with another Star Ocean Anamnesis video. So, as you can see, we are on the Discord. I have the sides cut off just so no one's, names and stuff is being just thrown out in a video. Although, I guess, obviously the person's name who posts this stuff will be out there. But, anyways, for whatever reason, the Star Ocean Twitter is deciding, they are at a convention, so maybe they're not uploading or whatnot, but I wanted to still give you guys the information as to what we're getting, and I don't want to wait another, 30 minutes, or actually it should be like an hour and a half for the maintenance to finish, because it is 5:30 in the morning. So I want to kind of give you guys all the information that we are getting. So, for one, Lucifer's Descent, we are getting Misery 2 and 3 added. So definitely more difficulties for those of you who'd like to do it. And you'll be able to obviously get this coin right here, which you can use for some of this stuff like 5-star character tickets, weapon tickets, limit breaker, all that kind of stuff. And of course, there's also some event achievements that you'll be able to obtain. Limit event items. So as you can see here, here's all the stuff for that. The upper tiers are being unlocked for the Temple of Elements, so I will definitely be doing those over the next couple days, knocking those out of the way. We have Star Ocean Dreamers, which is a brand new event with this currency right here. As you can see, there are some swords, very basic, stats. Obviously, if you're someone who, has a weapon kind of every type from a summonable banner, going for these weapons doesn't really serve too much of a purpose, just because summonable weapons are obviously way better than this. I feel like the main people who go for the event weapons, and people may feel differently about this, but this is how I feel about it, is just kind of in the beginning when you're getting started, and before you have a full weapon leveled out to, level 10 plus, that's summonable. These are obviously the weapons you want to go for, because they are still decent 5 stars, but obviously, a summonable 5-star at level 10 is pretty much going to have double what these level 20 weapons have. Like, obviously, you can farm these up to, level 20, limit break it 5 times, but I feel like overall, and obviously, you have to take into account, what their abilities are on each weapon, but overall, I tend to just go for the summonable weapons. Because I've had my account for so long, I do have a weapon of every single type. Except, I believe, scythes, because I don't think they've been added yet. I don't think we've gotten a scythe unit yet. So I think that's the only weapon I don't have, but once we do get... I think the JP version probably will be a story character that we get a scythe with. Unless we get Arumat. I don't know what the timetable is going to be, but either Arc 2 or Arumat will probably be at the point where we get our first scythe. More item exchange over here, obviously kind of the same thing. Talking about the bosses in here, we have a brand new banner. As much as I would love to summon on this, I am not going to, because it is a campaign banner. These are just regular characters that are going to be added to the general pool. So I'm going to hold off. I have 10 5-star tickets, so the moment we get the next banner, I'm probably going to use all those tickets to get these 3 characters. Because I do want them, but I want to be smart about it. So obviously we'll go over everything here. We got Crowe, an ace attacker that can deal tremendous critical damage upon enemies from behind. So definitely, keep your distance until you can get behind your enemy. Hopefully you have a good defender that's kind of holding the aggro while you get behind there. Rush mode crossout. AP cost is minus 80% for 5 seconds. Power is attack times 3,500 with a 13-hit combo. Pretty nice. Battle skills are Dextral Edge, Sinistral Edge, Talon Thrust, and Threefold Blast. Overall stats are pretty decent. 15,000 HP is roughly what we should expect now for attackers. I think depending on the attacker, I've seen between like 15,000 to 18,000, but obviously other stats will suffer, the higher the HP is. Usually defense. So defense is basically 2,000, which is really nice for a defender. And then attack is 2,700. That's okay. I'd like to see it a little closer to 3,000, but that's okay for a regular campaign unit. That's fine. Talent number 1 is Almighty 2, which is attack plus 35% for the whole party and attack plus 55% for all attackers. So he's definitely a unit you want to run kind of a all-attacking squad. Maybe run 3 attackers. I don't like running, personally, like, mono types, just because it's kind of dangerous. Now, obviously, you're always going to want to have a healer on your squad, unless you're doing, like, some really, really easy missions. I always like having a healer on my squad. Now, obviously, there are certain, you know, defenders, attackers, sharpshooters out there that do have abilities that heal themselves, you know, when they do a certain amount of damage. But I feel like overall it's more reliable to have a healer on your team. But if you needed, like, all attackers for a specific mission, like maybe attackers are what a boss is weak against, you know, maybe run 3 attackers and 1 healer, he is definitely the kind of unit to do there. But I would say most of all in Crowe's regular scenario, I would just run 2 attackers, run a defender, and then run a healer. If you want to capitalize on this extra 55% for the attackers. But obviously the party gets 35% anyway, so it's only a 20% increase for one other unit. Talent number 2 is SRF Charisma 2, which is critical hit chance plus 40% when behind target. More of this behind stuff. So Crowe is definitely someone you want to have behind the enemy. Fruits of Training 2, which is Talon Thrust and 3 full blasts, sorry, tongue twister, will have 150% damage during skill combos 3 or more, and 300% damage during skill combos 5 or more. So definitely get those skill combos up when you're kind of trying to string stuff together. Talent number 4 is Mr. Perfect. I love that they did that. Normal attack AP recovery plus 100%. At 100% HP. So he's really, like, they're really trying to kind of push this whole thing that Crowe is, and you know, he kind of is that way. He is definitely kind of like an assassin character. And they're really kind of capitalizing, in the mobile game at least, to push him that way. So he is definitely a unit. You don't want to be taking damage. You want to kind of be quick on your feet and definitely be behind your enemy for that. So he is definitely an assassin type character. Moving forward, let's go over to Reimi. This is obviously Federation Reimi, so, and obviously we have Federation Edge down here. They're calling them official, but it's Federation. So, well, I mean, they're always in the Federation, but, you know, whatever. They have really, like, official outfits for the Federation. Joining you for Star Option 4, obviously, she is an Invoker, very, very cool. I don't think we have an Invoker yet. We have Attacker Reimi, we have Sharpshooter Reimi. So this is, this is the first Invoker Reimi. An Ace Invoker that corners enemies with critical attacks and can nullify status ailments for a short time. Very, very cool. So definitely a character you want. So, like, for example, the, what are they called again? The Temple. So the Temple of, like, Poison, she is definitely someone because you can reduce those status ailments. Now, obviously, you can have, you know, accessories that can nullify that poison anyway, but let's say you don't have enough for your whole party for that. She's definitely a good unit that would really help with that. And obviously, there's, like, Temple of Frost, like, stuff like that. Like, obviously, also very helpful. What's the other one? The one that's really bad is Temple of, I don't remember what it's actually called by title, but basically, it nullifies casters. So, I guess it would really be scenario-based, but she can nullify status ailments, so maybe that would help her out a little bit. So let's go over her real quick. So Rush Mode is Skyward Ensemble. Critical hit chance plus 50% for the party for 20 seconds. Power Intellect times 3,500%, which is a 13-hit combo. We got Windblade, Magnum Tornado, Ice Needles, and Frigid Kirk? Cirky? I don't know how you would actually say that. That's a very weird word. Okay, so let's look at stats. 13,000 HP, obviously lower, but that's okay. You're an Invoker. You're not going to be, like, in the enemy's face too much. 2,900 for Intellect. I'm fine with that. Defense is 1,100. That's okay. Like I said, this is, I mean, as an Invoker, most of the time you don't want to be getting hit by the enemy anyways. You're going to want to set up your team so that your melee characters are kind of taking the front of all that. Talent number 1 is Academy Top Spot number 2. That's actually funny. It's not number 2, but 2. It's like Academy Top Spot 2. I don't know, it's just funny to me. Intellect plus 20% for whole party, very simple. Talent number 2 was Vital Signs Check 2. Critical hit damage plus 35% and recover 5% HP for every 3 seconds for the party. She is a very good unit for kind of time healing. If you don't want to run a healer and you're just kind of, really trying to smack the enemy and you don't think you're going to get hit that much, she's definitely a unit you would want to use because of that HP recovery. Your whole party can benefit from that. So if your team is just taking minor shots, like 100 damage here and there, she may be a very good unit to have. Because 5% of HP, when you're limit broken to level 70 and maximum broken 10, that's really good. So what's 5% of 13,000? So 10, so... Well, what would 10%? 10% would be 1,300, so roughly 600-700 every 3 seconds she would be recovering. That's pretty good. Talent number 3 is Compose Observation 2, critical hit chance plus 40% at 100 HP. Obviously, you want to keep her unscathed. She is an Invoker, which makes sense. And the last talent is Symbol of Luck, nullify status ailments for 180 seconds, and Symbol Invoking Time minus 80%, so much faster spell casting. So she is a very good unit, especially if you're kind of just starting out. Like I said, I don't recommend, if you've been playing for a while, don't summon on these campaign banners, because these units do get added to the general pool. But if you are just starting out, if you've just been playing for a couple banners, maybe this is a banner to summon on. And last but definitely not least, we'll go over Official Edge. Also from Star Ocean 4, obviously. An ace sharpshooter that can reduce damage taken and increase on-hit damage. So very, very cool. Let's look at his stats first. So attack 2508, defense is 1700. Those are both good. 18,000 HP. So definitely nice. I mean, it's kind of funny that a sharpshooter would have more HP than a attacker, but he's the first. This is the first Crowe we're getting, and this is the second Edge we're getting, so it makes a little more sense because it's not a seasonal Edge, but it kind of is in a way because it's not the just regular Edge from the game that you play as. So rush mode is Retribution, attack damage dealt plus 40% for the party for 20 seconds. Power is attack times 3,500%. It's 11 hit attack. Battle skills are Heavenly Flight, Aiming Device, Sanguine Moon, and Raptor Shot. So obviously very, very gun-based, which is much different than the version you play as in actual Star Ocean 4. Talent number 1 is Moor's Awakening 2, damage dealt plus 30% for the party, and taunt plus 1 for self. So he taunts. That's very interesting. So he's a sharpshooter that causes aggro to himself. That's very interesting. Talent number 2 is Dawn of the Terran Alliance 2. Damage dealt plus 45% at 100% HP for the whole party. I've always wondered, so, I mean, and this may just come off as obvious to some people, maybe not so much to others. So, when it says damage dealt plus 45% HP to the party, does that mean every member of your party has to have 100% HP? Or does that mean the units that do have 100% HP get that buff? Let me know what you guys think down below. I would assume it's just the units. I don't think the whole party has to constantly have 100% HP to get this buff. I mean, it could be that way, but who knows? Talent number 3 is Reckless Captain, which is damage taken minus 15%. Very good. No flinching when taking damage of 10% HP or less. So those random pop shots that you're going to get from the enemy, or just like quick swipes, are not going to affect you or the party. I read it, but I didn't see party at the end, like, in my mind, so that's really cool. And then talent number 4, Tenaciousness, very simple, just 30% HP plus. And I assume that's, well, it doesn't say self or party. I assume it's just for himself. So very, very cool. Obviously, that's just a regular buff, so that means 30% on top of the 18,000 you already get here. So very, very cool. We obviously have the weapons right here as well. I usually don't go over the weapons. Obviously, you'll be able to see what they do when you log into the game. Usually, I don't really pay too much. I mean, obviously, type advantages I pay attention to when I put weapons on characters, but as for their actual buffs, I kind of quickly glance over them. I'll be like, okay, this does, this specific thing, and that's pretty cool. Obviously, and you know, if I pull, I actually should have done this with all of them. I should have just pulled them up so they're big like this. The thing with these, obviously, you don't get factor 3 unless they're limit break 5. So this third ability won't matter to you unless you're kind of wailing for it. So you're really only going to get factor 1 and 2. So not really a big deal to kind of look into too much if you're kind of a casual goer. And then we have buffs for the Halloween characters, which is really, really good. I have Devil Claire, who I got from a ticket, and then when I summoned on the banner, I got Reimi. So these are actually good for me because these are units I do already have maxed out. I always had an issue with Claire going down really easily. Despite her defense being 1900, she always seemed to, whenever she was on my team, she seemed to go down fairly easily. But it does look like she got a power attack buff for her rush mode. She got buffs for attack for all 3 of her talents, which is very, very nice. Let's look at Victor real quick. He also got a power increase. Absorbs 15%. Okay, so I'm assuming all these skills just got... I assume his talent 4 was just the AP minus 40%. And then the attack plus 30% and during skill 3 chain or more is probably what got added as well. So that's pretty good. Millie, I didn't really use too much. I have her max... Well, I don't have her max limit broken, but I do have her 6-star level 70. Attack power plus 4,000%, so that's good. She got a buff to attack for her first talent, and her 4th talent also got damage dealt for Pumpkin Smash, which is her 4th battle skill. So yeah, that's pretty much everything that's going to be coming. Yeah, from now on, I'll definitely just open these up. It's probably a lot easier for you guys to see everything. I don't know why I didn't open them up like this before. But other than that, guys, that is everything we're going to be getting. I would expect within the next couple of weeks we should get a new story chapter, because I think it's been over a month since we've gotten one, and I kind of need gems, so... I tried to do one last multi for Summer Reimi, because I didn't have her. One of the only summer units I actually... No, I don't have Summer Reimi, and I don't have... I don't think I have... I think there was a Summer Maria? I can't remember off the top of my head which summer unit I'm missing. But that's it, guys. Thank you all for watching this long update video. Like I said, I will not be summoning on this banner, so there will not be a summon video. But I will be summoning when these banners go... When this banner goes away and they get added to the general pool, once I've seen that they're in there, I will be using my summon tickets for that. And then... I'm really just saving for, I think in June or July sometime, we should get the next summer banner, which will have Summer Evelise on it, who is a really good sharpshooter. So I'll definitely be summoning for her. She uses a sniper rifle, so if you see a sniper rifle on any upcoming banner, well, obviously you'll be able to summon on her sniper banner, but if you want to get a sniper rifle beforehand and get one ready if you plan on pulling for her, I would recommend doing that. But anyways, guys, that is it for my rant and update video. I hope you all enjoy these brand new units. If you decide to summon on them, let me know if you guys pulled anything down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.